Hello everyone and welcome to my mathematical landscape. So just a little bit of a reason kind of why I chose this photo to put my 8 um, glossaries up there. I kind of was thinking that this is me kind of letting go of things in my past with my learning disability and just allowing me to accept I am who I am, and I had struggles throughout school, and I still have it to this day. So it's kind of the reason why I kind of chose this background and why I actually really love this photo because it just kind of means more than just that, but I won't go into that. So these are the 8 things that I chose. So the first one I chose was one-to-one correspondence. So kind of something I remember growing up was singing the Five Little Pumpkins song, and how um, our teacher would have us count on our fingers 5 little pumpkins, and we would also do it on the felt board, and she would put each pumpkin up on the felt board and then take it down, and as the quote unquote pumpkins would fall off the fence. So that's kind of something I remember from one-to-one correspondence. And then number 2 is counting on. And this is something also I can remember when I was really young was it was more, I would say, elementary school. They had a number line, and we would do, as I call them, humps. So we go, oh, so what's 1 plus 2 equal? And we go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and that's how we would get the answer. So that's kind of something I remember as the number line, and we'd go 1, 2, 3, etc., and do the humps. So that's kind of something I remember when I was younger. And number 3 is need for organization in keeping track. I feel like this kind of works both ways for me, but also I kind of saw something for students at my student teaching site. And something I kind of saw was the teacher was very organized with what she was doing for a project. So when we went outside for the first time, she had the children come with her and pick leaves off of different trees. And then she would talk about it in the inside, and she would discuss how the children pick different leaves and explain the differences of those leaves. And then she would explain after circle time and after we eat snack, she's going to place these leaves out for the children to paint with. And she just kind of had it very organized, from step to step and keeping track of what was going to be next. So that's kind of something I saw at my student teaching site for need for organization and keeping track. And then number 4, which is one-to-one tagging, this is also kind of something I saw at my student teaching site, was a book that they would read, and it was something about sea animals. And it would ask the children to count, for example, how many sea creatures are on this page. And you would have sea creatures with giraffes and lions and all that, etc. And so each children would have to I saw some of the children, they would go, okay, there's 1, and they would point to the first sea creature that they saw. And they would go 2, and they would point to the second one, and then they'd keep going until they said, oh, there's 5 sea creatures on this page. And that's kind of something I saw at my student teaching site for one-to-one tagging. And number 5, which is making tens. This is something I kind of remember when I was younger as well. There was, I don't know how to explain it. It was like this box, and it would have kind of like an egg carton, and there would be 12 little spots for the eggs, but they would put blocks, and there'd be different colored blocks. And so kind of something I remember was how it explains the strategy of using combination of numbers that add up to 10. I remember a teacher would say, what's 6 plus 4? And how I remember doing it is I would grab 6 blue blocks and put them into the egg carton. And then I would do 4 yellow blocks. And I would see that 6 and 4 makes 10. And so she kind of did that in like an egg carton type of style. So that's kind of something I remember when I was younger for making tens. And number 6, which is counting backwards. Something that I saw at my student teaching site was how the children during outside time they would play hide and seek, and sometimes for fun they would like to count backwards from 10 and sometimes even count backwards from 20. So instead of going 1 2 3, they would go 10 9 8, and they also would do that for just kind of fun things like blast off or anything like that as well. So that's kind of something I saw at my student teaching site for counting backwards. And then number 7, which is adding on and adding up. Once again, something I saw at my student teaching site was during snack time, the teachers would tell the children you get 4 crackers and then 3 apple slices or something like that. So the children would then add each cracker onto their plate, and I would hear them go 1, 2, 3, 4. I have my 4 crackers, and they would do the same thing with the apple slices. So that's kind of something that I saw at my student teaching site for adding on and adding up. And the last one, which is magnitude, and this is kind of something I really remember when I was younger. We, like a group of friends and I, we would go around and look at different objects around our outside time mainly. And we would talk about the different objects. So we would talk about how that rock was bigger than the other rock, or this hula hoop is bigger than this hula hoop. And we'd even compare the differences between ourselves and our bodies. How, oh, I had longer hair and that person had shorter hair, or they had blonde hair or brown hair, kind of something like that along those lines. And that's just kind of something I can remember when I was really little for magnitude. So those were my 8 glossaries that I chose for my mathematical landscape. And thank you.